Hello everyone, glad to have you with me. CK Too Much here, back at it again with Daenerys Targaryen, the mother of dragons. I am long overdue for a Daenerys playthrough. She's a very interesting character in the books and the show, obviously, and she's an equally interesting character in CK2. She's a lot of special events. We are here in the Clash of Kings starting point. Which most people, when they play Daenerys, I believe they start in Meereen at the Feast for Crows starting point. But you have a lot more flexibility and a lot more options in the Clash of Kings. So you can go from Qarth to Meereen, just like she did in the books. But you also have a variety of different options. One thing that I always thought was interesting about Daenerys, and that I would have done differently if I were her, is so she wants to, liberate the slaves of Slaver's Bay. She does this by, using the Unsullied and her dragons to overthrow Astapor, and then proceeds to move to Yunkai and then Meereen, leaving Yunkai and Astapor to fall back in the hands of the Masters. I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to settle down in Astapor, build up a power base for myself there, let my dragons get nice and strong, maybe get married, have some kids, and then I will go on to conquer all of Giscard, maybe Lazarine, the Lazarine Kingdom, or Lazar, I believe it's called, Lazar, and North Valyria, get a few other territories in our grasp. And then once I've built up that power base, I'm going to use that to liberate the slaves from the free cities down in the Basilic Isles, I believe it's called. I always pronounce that wrong. It's Basilisk Isles? Is that how you say it? Basilisk Isles? Basilisk Isles. Okay. And all the way to Ashai and Yiti. So wherever there is slavery, we will end it, or that is my stated goal. And much like Aegon, who with his 3 dragons conquered Westeros from Dragonstone, and set up a new dynasty and built a new realm, I want to do the same. So I want House Targaryen to have a new permanent home in Slaver's Bay. I plan on adapting to the culture, adapting to the religion, and trying to set ourselves up for success. Maybe we will reclaim what is ours in Westeros, but that will not be a priority for me. Now, at the beginning of this series here, we're going to have a lot of events like this. I'm going to summarize them rather than going through all of them because they take a lot of time to go through. But first, we need to do some business. So let's auto-stop plots, delegate honorary titles, although now it doesn't really matter. We have a very small court. I'm going to give Mormont my regency. We are going to get ourselves educated in diplomacy. And let's also see if we can find a good diplomat who would be willing to join us here at court. No one really interesting at the moment. They're all enslaved, which means that they probably won't agree to come to us. Well, let's hold on that. Is there someone here who can teach me something? Okay. So this guy, I don't know who this is. Oris. So he's just some random High Valyrian who happens to be with us. He's a gruff diplomat, so he's decently effective. I will have him assigned as my guardian until we can find someone better. Alright, so here we go. Mother of Dragons, we have escaped the Red Waste and we have come to the gates of Qarth, where we have been sheltered by Zaros on Daxos. So here we will refresh ourselves in preparation for further things. Yes, so here, Blood of Old Valyria. I am the descendant of the Targaryens, Fire and Blood. I get the claim on Dragonstone. Let's see, what else do we got? So as I was saying, with Daenerys, you have a lot of interesting options. For example, you can actually marry Zaros on Daxos in this game, and you can either decide to go further east or stay in Qarth, I believe. I think you can also go all the way to Pentos and even help Aegon, or Fagon, I guess you could call him, reconquer the Seven Kingdoms. I guess we'll also get to keep a nice eye on what's going on in Westeros. I will make Joffrey an important character. I would do it for Rob and the others, but I'm kind of worried about getting too many notifications. But okay, so here we go. So we've arrived in the House of the Undying. Pyat Pri has brought us here so we could learn the truth about our dynasty. And we'll take this Shade of the Evening, which has a strange taste and gives me a strange feeling. And I must always follow the door to the right. And here we have a lot of interesting events. Basically, if you want to pause, you can read them. I'm not going to read them out all. But here we see some very interesting scenes of corpses being eaten. It's all representative of the war happening back at Westeros. And then this is a very prescient dream that she has about releasing the slaves and needing to give her whole self to them. And then we continue. And then once we finally make it to the Undying, it's very scary. We ask for truth, we ask for prophecy, but they just want to take advantage of Daenerys. But she is able to overcome them using her dragons. And the sound of them dying, there is never a sound sweeter. So, we have managed to escape the House of the Undying. And now we get our first decision. So, we have killed the Undying. The Qarthian are outraged. My host, Zaro, wants to flee. Yeah, he wants me to flee with him to the Jade Sea. So I can decide to marry him and we could conquer the Jade Sea. That could be an interesting playthrough in and of itself to do one day. I'm not going to do that in this playthrough, but maybe a future Daenerys playthrough we could conquer Yi or Ashai or something like that. But no, I will decide to leave with Strong Belowas and Arstan to go to Pentos. And like I said, that is an option. I did it once. It wasn't too exciting, but that could be another interesting thing to explore. Some of you have requested that I do a Viserys playthrough, and I think I'm definitely considering it. I'll let you guys know about that. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a Viserys playthrough. But okay, so Dondarrion is the first to go, so the Brotherhood Without Banners has been defeated. Okay. And now here, Irri and Jorah are telling me that if I want to have my own base of power and I don't want to be a beggar queen, that I should get my own army in Astapor. And as it says, you can continue on to Pentos, but I am going to continue to Astapor. Also, I don't know if you guys remember this in the books, but during this, after Jorah, approaches Daenerys drunkenly, she's really upset and misses Drogo. So Irri, pleasures Daenerys, and Daenerys kind of doesn't know what's going on. But I think that's why in this game that you become her lover, but that didn't happen in the book, so I feel like it wasn't really necessary. But I broke that off because I don't want that to have any consequences. We're gonna get Irri and Jiki married to our young Dothraki boys. And let's see, can I get any better diplomatic teachers? Doesn't look like it. I would invite some of these guys, but I feel like it kind of breaks the storyline a little bit. Orain. Now this is an interesting thing. Okay, Orain I think could fit. So Orain Waters is one of the bastards of the Valyrians. Very interesting character. Cersei makes him master of ships, and he ends up building this nice fleet and sailing to the Stepstones to become a king. He is a very ambitious man. He might be interested in seeing what's going on with Daenerys, so I will definitely invite him. Perhaps he would even make a good husband, but we'll wait on that. Okay, so we're about to... Yes, okay, so I'll go ahead and assign him to myself. Yes, as my guardian. So I think narratively that could make sense. Perhaps House Velaryon is interested in what's going on with Daenerys. They sent him out there to find her. he's not exactly the most important person. And, there's an outside they hear that she has dragons, so there's an outside chance that, their house could benefit from that. So narratively, I think that makes sense that he might show up. Fire sword added to the treasury. What does that mean? Of Barrack's fire sword. Okay, so here we have decided to haggle for the Unsullied, and I would say, I'll give you my dragon for every Unsullied that they have. I take Missandei and become a Liberator with my mind set on freeing the slaves. So this is a pretty badass one. I'm going to read this one. You have agreed a deal with the Good Masters for an army of Unsullied where you will gain all of the ones available, including the boys' training, in exchange for your ships, your goods, and Drogon, the biggest and healthiest of your dragons. You are now at the Plaza of Punishment to execute the deal. Your company has brought the goods and a caged Drogon before Krasnus and the rest of the Good Masters, while Krasnus hands over the Harpy's fingers, the whip symbolizing the whip which symbolizes that I now own the Unsullies. But this deal does not quite work for me, Dracarys. So, yes, the dragon is no slave, and Drogon refused to serve the Good Masters. So we have used the Unsullies to overthrow the Good Masters of Astapor. But rather than move on, I will settle here and rule. Alright guys, so let me just save real quick. Alright, so now we have inherited Astapor and the territories around it. So, we're going to consolidate things a bit. Now, I don't like merchant republics. I don't think it's good to have all of these mixed governments. So, I will be getting rid of some of them. Alright. I would also like to get a little bit more power for myself. But let's start with these guys. So, okay, hold on a minute. I need to settle down here. Okay. So, I need to appoint a council. So, Master of Laws, I will put Orain. Hand of the King, I will temporarily put Ago. Master of Whispers, I believe Grolio has decent intrigue. And then a court physician, Bargas. Can I get Bargas to support me? Yes. Okay. So, with that, I would like to get rid of him. Let me see how many people I can get on my side here. Okay. And Aegon. Okay, let's see how many guys I can get on my side here. So now we're going to consolidate power here in Astapor. So a lot of my vassals already hate me for ending slavery, and I'm going to make them hate me a little bit more. Ah, look at this. So Daenerys has become charitable. Okay, so let's get rid of this title. And he will accept this. That's good. Okay, and we will get rid of this title as well. Okay, so there is a castle here. I'm going to give this castle to this family, Master Mazdan of Dozai. So please take, yes, this here. Okay, and he has become feudal. That's great. And what happened to this city? Okay, so he also controls that city. That's interesting. And the same for here. We will give this to this house of Gadis. I wish they had more creative names, but whatever. So Lordship of Gadis. Yes. Okay, good. And it is feudal. Now, I should also give this to someone. You have 1,500. You also have 1,500. You have a little bit more. So Mr. Hisdar Zograzlar, I am going to give you this high lordship here of Worm River. And I will also bring him into my council in a moment. So let's give him Worm River. And this has helped a little bit. I will also hand out some honorary titles to him. So Master of Elephants. Okay. And we also need to get rid of this guy. So this is actually the son of Krasnus. All right, now I'm gonna keep this one for myself actually. Okay, and looks like this guy from Giscari Point is trying to put some factions together, but we won't let that happen. All right, and then once we have that, we'll have a nice power base here. All right, okay, so now I can begin to put some new guys on my council. So, Mr. Hisdar, so Groslar, you are good at intrigue, but you are not becoming my spy master. But we can make you... Actually, wait, we can make you maybe the admiral. Yes. Can I also send you a little bit of money? Okay. So that has helped things a little bit. He kind of likes us now. Okay. Now for our Hand of the King, I wouldn't mind giving it to someone here. Maybe Master of Coin I'll give to Hazrak from Slaver's Road. Master of Whispers, I think Rolio is the best choice for right now. Okay, so we can keep it like this for now. We don't really have any threats to us. Okay, so now we have to consider our next move here. So before we can do any dragon conquests, we actually need to wait. Oh, it's not even an option here, but once I become an adult, I can set my ambition to tame a dragon, and then I can tame Drogon, but he needs to have 10 martial before we can actually use the Casus Belli for Dragon Conquest, which is the best one in the game, more or less. And then once that happens, we can maybe move up to Yunkai or New Gis. I think I will just move up to Yunkai because it's much smaller, and I think it will be a lot easier to integrate into the game. But okay. So let's go ahead and get started, or let's continue. Okay. Oof, okay, so a lot is happening back in King's Landing. So Joffrey is killing a lot of people. Oh, look at this. So you ask Orain to teach you how to fight better with the sword, sticking with the pointy end. You know, Orain will also be a good guardian because, you know, he can kind of tell us about what's been going on, teach us a little bit more about Westeros. So what's happening here? So Joffrey it's still pretty even against the north, and Stannis is actually winning at the moment. Very interesting. And what about the Ironborn? Wait, what? Lord Brandon of the North? Oh, interesting. Okay, so it looks like Robb died of flu, and Bran is actually king of the North. Ooh, and that's not good with the Boltons as the regents. Okay, very interesting. So we'll have to keep an eye out on that. But okay. So let's see. When is my birthday? Okay, so in about another week. So, very nice. Okay, so the best way to keep one's word is to not give it. So I am a great eminence, which means I have the highest diplomatic skill. Well, that's wonderful. Okay, so for now we will focus on martial education, or not life focus, because we'll have to be doing a lot of conquering. And now we can go ahead and try to tame the dragon. Let's see if we can. Okay, and Shiki is also... Oh, Eerie, I'm sorry, has become a gruff diplomat. Very good. Why can't I... I have to wait till Drogon is 2 years old. And when is his birthday? It's 10th moon. Okay. So in about 10 months, I'll be able to tame Drogon. But okay. Nothing too interesting going on in Slaver's Bay. Everything's pretty static. I think every once in a while they get raided by Dothraki, but that's about it. Okay. So, we're done with the Regency. So I could theoretically get Jorah off and put someone else in charge, but I don't think we will do that. Okay. I should also hand out some minor titles. I need a Paramount Knight. I need a court musician, a court poet, a food taster. I'll give it to someone who doesn't hate me. And I need a chief architect, so I'll hand out some of these positions to make these guys hate me a little bit less. Bargaz. King's Justice, I'll give this to Ramo. Old Dothraki guy. Oh, no, not, I want Ramo. Not Aegon. Okay, so let's continue. I'm going to save up some money here, because I either want to build a dragon pit somewhere, or maybe restore Old Geese to be our new capital. Kind of a great irony that a Valyrian will come to Giscard, reform the Giscari Empire without slavery, and then rebuild the city which the Valyrians destroyed. There's actually some interesting history here. So Grazdon the Great is actually a character with a bloodline. Oh, there's no bloodline. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Really? Okay. I thought that they were. Okay, so for this, I would say that Daenerys can be an inspiring leader. As we see, she's inspired the people of Astapor and soon will inspire all the people of Slaver's Bay. Alright guys, I'm going to keep playing for a little bit longer. I'm just going to play until we get to the point where we can actually start these conquests. And then in the next episode we will begin them. Alright, so I should also make sure to keep my Master of Whispers happy. So you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to raise Grolio to nobility. So he is the one who got us here, Grolio Penios. And I'm also going to see if I can get him married. A lot of Westerosi options. What's up with that? This doesn't really make much sense. Why are there a bunch of Westerosi people for him to marry? Can he marry a Qarthine girl? You don't have any Qarthine girls at court. Maybe here? No. 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 Oh, maybe her. Maybe, do you want to marry Grolio? No. Well, that's a little odd. I don't think that the Royce family would want to marry an old ship captain. Okay. Wait, what? Did I raise the wrong Grolio? No. I didn't fire him from the council. Okay, well, whatever. I did that to try and make him happy, but it seems like it just made him angry. Okay, that's really bizarre. I don't think that he would... Well, I don't want to get too stuck on this. Maybe later we can find him a better match. Maybe her. No. Because she is enslaved. Maybe I can buy her? No. Okay, well, you know, I'm not going to get stuck on that. I did that to make him like me, but it looks like it didn't really work. So I'll just leave him like that for now. I just want to make sure that I don't get assassinated. I guess I could give him a title. Maybe the city of Astapor. That seems a bit much, though. Ah, look at this. So as time slips by, I feel the old wounds healing. I can look back now on the cherished memories and not be absorbed by painful ones. Okay, so I am ready to get married. Part of me thinks that I should marry a Giscari man, but I think I'm actually going to stick with Arain Waters. But you know what? Maybe I'll wait and see. I think there's no rush. You know, I'm only 16. Maybe let me know in the comments, guys, what you think. Should I marry Arain now? Or should I hold out and wait and see if I should marry someone from the Giscari nobility? I'm okay with marrying Arain, but it might make more sense to wait. But maybe there's someone I can marry now. I mean, okay, no, he's taken. I wonder, is there any Giscari man who would consider marrying me now? No, but there are a few. Jalabar Joe. He has a strong claim on Red Flower Vale, and his wife's dead. So that could be an interesting match, but it is a bit far out of where we need to be. Okay, so in a minute I should be able to tame this dragon. Okay. Septon Egon has been charging money, so that is disappointing. So we'll get rid of him. We don't really need a Septon anyway. So I will approach Drogon, and the world is mine. So I have successfully tamed him. Okay. Now for our ambition, I would like to obtain a greater throne, and that greater throne will be the Empire of Giscard. Now, let me check. So Drogon is at 9. So we need to wait about another year before we can do that. Or before we can start the Dragon Conquest. So I'm going to play for a little bit longer and wait for that. Oh, I have some King Justice titles that I can give out. Oh, very interesting. So I'll make Belwas the King's Justice, or the Queen's Justice. Okay, so King Aegon of Essos has declared. He could also be an interesting potential match. Sometimes, if he fails, Joffrey lets him go, or he escapes, but he'll probably get executed if he loses. At this point, we are okay with not pursuing the Iron Throne, so I think Daenerys would say, oh, go get him, Aegon, while she observes from afar. Ah, okay. Gigak. So Gigak has joined our military ranks. He could be a good match too. I could raise him to nobility maybe and marry him. But okay. Although I think that oh, hold on a minute. So we got Missandei. We will educate her to the best of our abilities. I will also give her a stewardship focus. One thing about the Targaryens, though, when Aegon conquered the Westeros, he did not marry any of the locals, and they tried their best to maintain their, Valyrian appearance. So that might be something that we do as well. But, okay, so Arain wants to get married. So I will find you someone nice. Please just wait, Arain. We will do our best. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to marry Arain, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll think about it. I'm going to get through with this episode, and then we're going to think about it. Okay, Jorah, I can actually find someone for him. He has a lot more options. Now, this would make more sense for him to marry, someone from Westeros. But who is the question? Perhaps a Bridges. It's a very minor family. Yeah. You know what? Let's stick with Beryl Bridges. So, minor family, probably excited to see what's going to happen. So, I'm not surprised they would accept that match. All right. Oh, so we can actually get a dowry for his marriage. That's interesting. So we got 10 gold. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, what's Drogon at now? Still at 9. I think he has to be 3 years old before we can do the dragon conquest. Okay, and how is his opinion of me? Still quite low. Yeah, it looks like everyone's going to hate me until 8304 because I revoked so many titles. That's going to be a constant problem for us, I think. But he also hates us because we abolished slavery, and that will be in effect for 200 years. So that's pretty crazy. Can we get Jogo married to someone? Maybe to Missandei. Okay, we can do that. Although it looks like we'll have to break them up to get them married. Okay, so we are rapidly approaching this. What's going on in Marine? Or in Yunkai? Interesting. So it looks like he was just killed. Okay. Can we ransom him? No? Ooh, so he has claims on his own title, so he does not want to get rid of him. We could try to rescue him from prison. Let's see if we can do that. So, okay, so a lot of people would agree to this. This is weird. These are my people. That's unusual. So my people are going to help with this. That's a bit odd. That doesn't really make any sense. Okay, no, never mind. So it's gone away. So no one in King's Landing is willing to help us boost Aegon from prison. I could issue a demand for him to be released, but I'm not really ready to follow through on that threat. Okay, so we are now capable of the Dragon Conquest. Alright guys, so we have consolidated our power in Astapor, and we are ready to begin further more conquest further afield. Let me know what you guys think about the marriage. Should I wait for a Giscari nobleman when I have more power? Or should I go ahead and marry Aurain now? I'm very partial to marrying Aurain because I really don't think, no matter what, I don't think anyone's going to marry me matrilineally who has any kind of power. But we'll see. But alright guys, so please join me in the next episode for the conquest of Yunkai.